Hi guys, welcome to this video. This is a newspaper article from yesterday, Feb 27th. Heading reads Supreme Court benches Paraka's request for release. Subheading Paul Paraka's request to be released on human rights grounds to seek medical treatment overseas is before a three-man Supreme Court bench. As you all know, Paul is in prison at Bomana for 20 years for misappropriating 162 million Kina, and he was found guilty. Anyways, convicted lawyer Paul Paraka's latest request for release on his human rights to seek urgent medical treatment overseas is before a three-man Supreme Court bench. On Tuesday, the convict told the three-man benches of Justices Kingsley David, Eric Carrico, and Derek Woods that he had evidence from his doctor at Port Moresby General Hospital that he needs to make the trip overseas. However, the bench responded that it struggled to accept that Paraka was using the correct court process to ask for this release. If you all were following up on the case, lengthy court battle between State and Paraka, he was evading the court because he's a lawyer and a human rights lawyer. He really evaded the court for years and years and dragged out this misappropriation case of his up till finally the sentencing was passed. He did a lot of things, allegedly, to prolong his case. So now he's trying to get get a release on medical grounds to go overseas for a medical treatment. So he said that he had taken the initial step to send the letters to the officers of the Correctional Service, Attorney General, and Chairman of the License Committee to release him from his prison, but has not received any response. The bench again noted that it struggled to accept it as a basis for Paraka to request the court to order the authorities to respond to him and reserve the decision on this matter for a later date. Okay, now, this is the interesting part. Initially, the prisoner had requested for the state to fund 1 million kina for the trip overseas, but then amended it to a default payment of 20,000 kina per day because of the failure of authorities to respond to his letter for his release. So now he is requesting the state to fund 1 million kina for his trip overseas. That was initially, but it has now been amended to a default payment of 20,000 per day because the authorities failed to respond. He is really grasping at straws here. Like, he is in prison and is still trying to find a way out. Prisoner maintained that his application was properly before court, as the circumstances have changed since his last application, which was his second one, and not the fourth one as put. But he said he was asking for his release on human rights grounds. So he is just very, very persistent. I feel just like there was a paper trail, there was paper trail and a money trail, and like his misappropriation was not properly covered up. He was trying to get out of it by using his legal knowledge to get himself out, and he is still trying his best to get money out of the state by asking them to fund a 1 million medical trip. Like, who does that? Seriously, like. However, the court noted that it could only be asked if the order of release was granted first. It's basically some legal proceedings. He was the owner of one of the biggest law firms in Papua New Guinea, and the Paraka Gate scandal was huge. There was so much money belonging to the PNG people that he misappropriated, and he should serve his time quietly instead of making such a fuss. That's all.